Truth is an important virtue, and I'm going to always encourage you to be truthful in life. But what we also need to understand is that this world is a world of complex behaviors, complex relationships, and complex interests. People are walking around with all sorts of versions of their truth. And in that space, if you are going to speak the truth, at least keep yourself safe. That's something that you really need to do. And here, the question is not about not speaking the truth. If you don't speak the truth, then you will again become untruthful. You will become a liar, like a lot of people who are hiding the truth out there. So, what do? Remember, raw honesty can make you very vulnerable. Your wisdom lies in balancing the truth telling, the episode of truth telling, the way you package the truth and you deliver it with discretion by ensuring that your integrity doesn't get in the way of your safety. On the other side, you also don't go on the other side where trying to protect yourself doesn't ensure that the truth becomes diluted. So what do? Here are 6 simple things that you need to follow. Number one, always master the tact of talking to people respectfully. If you're respectful, if you're gentle, if you're compassionate, and if you tell the truth without being blunt, without being insulting, without challenging people, then you have a great chance of that truth landing correctly. If you are going to make your truth an instrument of attack on someone, if you're going to make that truth an insult to someone, a challenge to someone, well, then the other person is not going to listen to the truth, but he or she is going to focus on the act of you doing what you are doing, not the truth. Remember, you. So your weapon is going to weaponize the other person against you. So master the art of speaking to people respectfully, gently, compassionately, and encouraging them with wisdom to take action. Number one. Number two, you have to choose the time and the place. Like I said, don't try to embarrass someone. Don't try to attack someone. Don't try to be so truthful that you reveal somebody's truth and try to play a hero. Remember, you are either telling the truth or you're trying to play the hero or the clean one at that point in time. If you're going to try and play the clean and the hero at that point in time, again, you've gone away from the act of speaking the truth. Again, you're going to weaponize the other person. What then you need to do is choose the time and the audience. There are many times people will listen to you in person if you tell them one to one instead of embarrassing them in public or in a social gathering or at a point in time where your emotions, the other person's emotions are running really, really high. And that point in time, it will again become an attack. So choose your time and choose the audience with all honesty without trying to be the hero, the clean one. The truth is important, not what you're gaining out of it. Don't speak the truth to gain something. Third thing, you may also want to use questions and reflections to help people reveal the truth. Many, many times, in fact, almost all the time, everybody knows the truth. Possibly they are waiting for a nudge for somebody to call things into the conscience. Many times they're waiting for a devil's advocate to just unearth or surface certain facts so that they can face that fact and say, oh, okay, I understand, I mustn't do this. Again, if you don't ask questions but just blurt the blatant truth, it might just blind them because you may cause an amygdala hijack. You may create an emotional overload and the person may not reflect. So instead of that, create a reflection, encourage the other person to think, and them thinking, them giving the answer has a greater chance of them accepting the truth. So those are 3 things that you can do to deliver the truth. Also, what you need to do is you need to pay attention to the listener's interest so that they can receive the truth correctly. If you're sitting with 5 people and one of them is the person you're speaking the truth of, and of the next 4 people who are also supporters, if you're going to speak the truth in front of these people, you're only going to face a lot of criticism because all of them are going to gang up against you. So you need to see if people are even interested in hearing the truth. So if they're not interested in hearing the truth, you're going to become the bad person if you get into that act. But the second is, what use is of your speaking the truth? They're not going to do anything about it. So you have to have that judgment. that is that bunch of people even going to do something if you speak up the truth. So the fifth point, also the power dynamics comes into a picture, because if this group is also powerful and they can act against you, then you need to be sensitive about revealing the truth. You possibly need a sponsor, you need a safe mechanism, you need a way to even be a whistleblower without really exposing yourselves to harm's way. So remember that. Align with the interest of the group and check if they're going to do something about it, and also be very aware of the power dynamics and how heavily it can cause an attack on you. Also remember, many times in career and in family, it's not just you, but the safety of other people around you, the interests of other people around you depend on how you deliver the truth, when you deliver the truth, and to whom you deliver the truth. So be careful while you do this. And last but not the least, learn there is something called strategic silence. There is a time and place to do things. Great strategists have said this, that only fools get into a battle to win the battle. The strategist has won the battle before he or she gets into the battle. So you may also want to think through that, where and how and in what form do I reveal the truth, so that the truth lands correctly and it does what it is intending to be for. So pay attention to these 6 things. I'll repeat these for you. Speak the truth, but with fact, with gentleness and respect, and not to insult the other person. Choose the right time and audience and honesty while doing this, and don't try to gain something out of it and be the hero. Use questions and reflections to bring out the truth from the other person. Then align with the listener group and their interest and see if they're even going to do something. Be aware of the power dynamics before revealing the truth and sensitive information, and see how you can protect yourself. And lastly, plan the win. Plan to land and have the truth do what it is supposed to do, not just tell the truth. Many times your responsibility is not just telling the truth, but to see it all the way to the closure. And hope you continue to be truthful more and more in more and more areas with yourself and with others. But while you do that, stay safe, don't become a target.